I want to talk about seeing the world upside down. This is brand new. We're moving away from our...
We're off the unaired pilot.
Oh, we're off the unaired pilot.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Yeah.
We're into new...
It's uncomfortable territory.
New area. Exactly.
Have you heard of this experiment?
I've actually seen this experiment. So we did this experiment
probably
at
haven't
school.
Yeah, we haven't seen the original.
Oh, not the original, no.
It was like
no.
1890s, dude.
No,
okay,
I'm not saying I was there for the first experiment, but I was...
Let me mention what it
let's-
is, and then I'm desperate to hear about your experience with this.
all right, let's do this.
Okay, so basically, there was this guy, and he did this experiment, and, well, let's talk about the biology of it first. Your eyes actually see everything upside down, right? So when you look at the world, your eyes actually see it the wrong way up, and then the brain flips that image around, so it's actually, useful to us, and we just get used to this. So the scientist, he basically did this thing. He put on these glasses, and they flipped the world upside down for him. So it would kind of do what, it would reset where the brain was originally at.
What?
So, right. So
I want a pair of those.
I'd love to get a pair of those.
Can we get a pair of those? Let's get them.
I'm sure you can buy them online.
I'm sure.
Let's order some. We can wear them on a future podcast.
Very
But people
good.
say it's super weird.
I bet it is.
Anyway, so this guy, at first, obviously, everything's super weird and the world's upside down. But he said, after a little while, everything went back to everything, he got used to it. And then he started seeing the world the right way up. And then he'd take the glasses off after a week or whatever. And to be like, oh, the whole world is upside down. So, and then it took him a short amount of time to get used to it again. And his brain did its magic and flipped it around. And I'd always heard this, and I assumed this was super true and everything. It turns out that since then, no one's been able to replicate this. So they've done it. Obviously, these glasses are accessible. And it's people have been wearing these things. And it's no, you definitely get used to it. You get used to riding a backwards bike.
Exactly,
where it's the wheel and the thing goes the other way.
Reversing a trailer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you get used to
You
it.
can learn
and you're
it.
okay. But you're not seeing the world the right way up.
He lied.
Well, he's an 1890 scientist. So they weren't exactly full of scientific rigor. So people don't know if he lied or if it was just him, but it's not been able to be replicated and all this stuff. I've got some stuff to say about this, but now we know what the experiment was. I want to know about your experience.
So I'm not saying I wore glasses or anything like that, but when in physics class we took a prism, not a prism, a prism, yeah, a prism, and we shone light through it, and there was an image that we shone through it, and basically it's replicated the lens of your eye, and it basically the image will be reflected, and it'll flip upside down, and basically what it's showing is how the world will be reflected onto your optic nerve, and then your brain does all the magic and flips it over so that you see it the right way up.
I feel like I did this with a pinhole camera.
Possibly, yeah.
Or you make the pinhole camera and then you put the film in the back and then you do your exposure and the exposure's upside down.
When you grew up in the 1800s.
I might be old, but I'm not that old.
No. No, that sounds about right. Yeah, and that's exactly what happens, because if you look at the old cameras, don't you? The old what are they called? The silver. What do they call it?
Silver plate photography.
Yes, that one. The silver.
How do I? Is that even true? I think that's right, but I have no idea how I know that.
I know that Gary Oldman's a big fan. That's his
Is he really?
that's his day off hobby.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
But yeah, no, the camera basically shoots and the picture will come out upside down. So
yeah.
So there you go.
Wait, maybe that's all cameras.
No,
maybe that's the way lenses work.
It is all cameras, and now the digital ones flip it around. That's how it works.
It makes perfect sense. Go back to the notes.
That was a revelation, wasn't it?
Go back to the notes, dude. I want to load up a video. So a woman tries it. That YouTube video, right?
Is she trying the glasses?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Right.
There's this moment where she's pouring tea and stuff, and it goes wrong. I think it's from the 1970s or something.
Already.
Just jump ahead, yeah. Okay, let's get past this intro.
For another clue.
Oh God, look at those.
So
Another correction. Will she be able?
Just for people that aren't watching the visual, so it's basically like a set of glasses with sort of blinkers on either side, so it's sort of she can't see left or right, or maybe they're mirrors. Are they mirrors?
I think it's mirrors on the top and then
mirrors
some
on
sort
the
of
top.
lens or something.
Yeah, so basically she can't see left or right, and then she's got mirrors to flip it all over.
They're a lot less giant than I expected. I really expected them to be absolutely massive or
Like
something.
night vision goggles.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I really
really
imagine
not that noticeable on your face.
someone wearing a VR goggles or something, that kind of size. Play the video.
Yeah, let's play. There we go.
Now hers will be forced to make yet another correction. Will she be able to make sense of an upside-down
trippy.
world?
So we're seeing it through like this. It's just a flipped camera. But she's trying to pour this milk into a cup, and she's like doesn't know which way up is and down is.
The world is still
so
bewildering.
disorientating.
So the milk seems to be pouring upwards and all of this stuff.
Got it though.
Skip ahead.
Look at that. Let's skip ahead. Let's find something exciting.
The moment when she takes them off is quite good. Just
she's cycling. She's
somehow
cycling.
matched the unchanged
with the world
world
upside down. That's
to her
actually quite
altered
terrifying.
vision.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going at like 15 miles an hour,
dude,
20 miles an hour with being upside down?
She's doing fine though. She had them on for like a week.
Okay, well that's fine. Yeah, that's not as impressive.
Oh yeah, that's where she takes them off. So go back. Turn it up a little.
Oh, goodness.
Oh goodness.
It's really extraordinary.
She's also
Very English.
very English. A lot of people are in the comments like this woman has the most
just so
fantastic
incredible.
accent.
She makes you look
Feel everything
sound not
all
English.
around
Like
me.
a play.
Like a ruffian.
Yeah.
And now, Susanna Fine's brain has managed yet another inversion of the
So
image.
just pause it. So yeah, pretty immediately she gets back to the normal vision.
Well, I've got a conjecture with what they just said. Her brain has done yet another inversion of the image. No, it hasn't. It's gone back to the original. I understand because there was at no point in that video did it say that she is now seeing the right way up. She has got used to being upside down.
To be fair, we watched about 2 seconds of the 3-minute
I'm
video,
assuming
but-
she got used to being upside down.
She did.
So it's. I feel there was a gap in this
You should have
story.
had a word with the producer, Sam. Go back to... it says it was uploaded in 2013, but it was clearly filmed in like the 1960s.
60s. Well, it's colour. It's in colour. So
I feel that this myth of, or that experiment being taken, and it's always spun into that sort of self-help thing. Like, I feel like I've read this in self-help books where it's like, the brain is an incredibly adaptable thing. It's amazing what you can... you might be a complete slacker and just like drinking and smoking weed and playing Xbox, but your brain can adapt to any sort of situation. This experiment back in the 1890s, a man saw the world upside down and his brain flipped around the image. Your brain's incredibly... Don't they say like plastic? Is that trendy word? Like
plastic?
Neural plasticity.
Neuroplasticity.
Or blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. No time for that.
I feel like this is
nobody
just
got time for that.
Well, I feel just this is one of those things that self-help gurus will take and be like, yeah, look at this. And then it turns out, oh yeah, you just, that's not good science, is it?